Welcome, Mr. Ranganathan. It's absolutely lovely to have you with us. So before we have a nice little chat with Mr. Ranganathan, I'll give you a quick overview of Mr. Ranganathan's profile. Mr. Ranganathan is an engineer MBA. He is an expert in the clean energy field. He has been with Gas Authority of India Limited for the last 35 plus years in various leadership roles that include roles in the plant as well as in the corporate office. Currently, Mr. Ranganathan is part of the leadership team of Gas Authority of India Limited as the Director of Marketing. He is the custodian of the brand GAIL, and some of the most interesting activities that you can see any PSU in India do, GAIL happens to be doing it today. Apart from that, Mr. Ranganathan is also a leader in the clean fuel space internationally. He has represented the country as a consultant to the Asian Development Bank. He's also been a representative of the country on various international fora. He's also been awarded as the Business Person of the Year by Forbes and also by Business Standard. So welcome, Mr. Ranganathan. Okay, so Mr. Ranganathan, being the brand custodian and the director marketing of a brand like Gas Authority of India Limited is a huge responsibility, and it's also full of possibilities. Today, the whole world has only one thing on their mind, and that is climate change. Climate change and sustainability is a mantra that has been on everyone's lips, be it someone who's just getting into school at primary level, children talk about climate change. Teenagers have evolved as some of the biggest campaigners and they've been catalysts for climate change. Youth today talk about sustainability. The lifestyle choices that they would make would all be pro-sustainability and pro-climate. And the next generation is also moving and making choices that are pro-climate, because the writing on the wall is very clear. If we are not pro-sustainability, if we are not pro-planet, we're against life, we're against ourselves. In a scenario like this, what is it to be the custodian of a clean energy brand like GAIL?
You see, GAIL was formed in 1984 with the sole objective of making use of the clean fuel like natural gas in the proper perspective, in the sense that the higher fractions to be used for where it is required and the main methane part to be used for feedstock as well as fuel. So right from day one, we have been associated with a very clean fuel. You can say the cleanest hydrocarbon on earth. So in our vision also says that we want to be the leader in the natural gas value chain with global presence, and also we look forward or we focus on creating value for stakeholders. Our mission is to enhance the quality of life through clean energy and beyond. So you can see GAIL inherently stands for a value creation for its stakeholders while upholding the use of cleaner energy fuels and also create a better environment for generations to come. Our business goals, our work culture, and our corporate philosophy has always been aligned with environment responsibility, and sustainable living has always been our mantra. This is also in sync with the greater vision of the Government of India, which is striving to transition towards cleaner fuels and ultimately to net zero emissions by 2070.
So in a nation of, a billion plus people, 1.3, 1.4 billion people, I think having clean alternatives to energy itself is a great thing. So GAIL fulfills that very vital role of providing clean alternatives, correct? So, one thing we notice is GAIL has this absolutely fantastic tagline called Energizing Possibilities. So is this what this means, Energizing Possibility, which is to provide cleaner alternatives to Indians, be it in the space of cooking energy or be it in the space of mobility. GAIL is present in both of this. Would it be a fair thing to say? Clean cooking, clean mobility with GAIL.
Yeah, of course. We all know that, even in big cities, 25% of the pollution, environment pollution is from automobiles and other vehicular emissions. So use of gas as a automobile fuel definitely reduces the emission to a large extent. To give you some statistics, it reduces carbon dioxide emission by 25%, hydrocarbon emission by 75%, and the particulate matter emission by 100%. That means there is no PM emission in the automobile which is running on natural gas or CNG, or going forward we are also looking for vehicles running on liquefied natural gas, that is LNG. So that will actually take out a major chunk of the part of the pollution that we are all living in. And also, when you look at the cooking one also, like I said, that this is the cleanest fossil fuel available. So compared to any other fuel, whether it is propane, butane, LPG, for cooking also natural gas is the, I would say it will create the bluest flame possible. Plus industries which are on liquid fuel, especially diesel, furnace oil, etc., have to switch to natural gas in the long run. And now we are actually having legally enforced, ban on other fuels other than gas in big cities, which are in the most polluted category as far as the, world order is concerned.
So Delhi was the first to make this switch.
Sorry?
Delhi was the first to make this switch.
Yes. Actually, if you look at it, the first 10 most polluted cities in the world,
yes,
six of them are from India.
I know, it's very unfortunate.
Delhi, Kanpur, everywhere, wherever their city gas is also there. So there is some sort of more push on the policy front is required, as far as, to make gas use mandatory in areas where you can, use gas instead of other polluting fuels.
Wonderful. Great. So is that the pipelines that you are laying for GAIL to reach kitchens? Is this part of the initiative? Because in Bangalore, where I'm based out of, we see a huge amount of work around GAIL pipelines being laid to ensure that cooking gas reaches every home through the GAIL pipelines. So it's part of the initiative to provide the bluest flame in every kitchen. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yes, of course. Government has actually now given authorization for 86 entities to work in 261 what you call geographical areas. This covers more than 400 districts out of the 700 odd districts in the country, and covers 70% of the population today. So all the city gas companies are have assured a minimum work program to reach to 4 crore households in next 8 years, and the GAIL gas endeavor in Bangalore is also part of that.
This is absolutely fantastic. Covering 70% of the population in a country as geographically varied with so many challenges, and this population is not a small number.
Yes.
That's an absolutely fantastic endeavor. Great. In the just concluded UN Global Summit, on climate change and sustainability, that is the UN Global Compact, we saw a fantastic quote from GAIL, as part of the Accenture CEO study. It's something that left a very deep impact on me. So I'm just quoting this, and it says, I quote, "A responsible leader has to make sustainability a habit and not just a business strategy." I don't think truer words were ever spoken, right? So, this powerful quote, Could you share with us how GAIL is making sustainability, and climate change a focal area apart from being just a business process? Because I've read various reports of the kind of work that you are doing on sustainability, but more than anything else, being a clean fuel brand, how do you make sustainability a habit in your company? And how do you enforce this habit, that this habit is passed on to your consumers?
You see, at GAIL, we consider sustainability as the primary approach to generating long-term value. And it should reflect how we operate and conduct our business. So our march towards sustainability is devised based on the stakeholder requirements, the priorities of the government, national priorities dictated by the government on accessible energy and energy security. And there is also, this has created a rising demand of natural gas in the country, which we strive to fulfill. And from time to time, we assess our company's operations in the changing ecological and economic environment and have incorporated sustainability parameters into our business strategy. So this will foster the company's longevity and help us sustain our leadership status in all aspects of the business. We have also undertaken various initiatives to communicate our efforts to our stakeholders, both internal and external. Since 2016, we have an ongoing campaign called Hawa Badlo, which advocates use of clean energy, awareness towards air pollution, and adopting sustainable lifestyle habits. So our decision to support the Earth We Share competition, also organized by Team Aarts Maestro of yours, is also in line with our brand philosophy and what GAIL believes in advocating.
Could you tell us, the name Hawa Badlo is so catchy, right? Could you tell us a little more about this? What is Hawa Badlo? Because it can be read from, Hawa Badlo, change the air. When typically it's also used colloquially when there is an argument, right? Which is, when you want to change the tone of the discussion and, it's getting a little heated, people say, chalo, chalo, Hawa Badlo, thande ho jao. So what is the genesis of this Hawa Badlo campaign? Because it's something that's really catchy.
You see, Hawa Badlo as such literally means to change the air.
Right.
And the air that we breathe should not be polluted, clean and healthy. That's number one. And the other one, on the literal spirit, what I will say, the change, the way we go, the way it takes us in life, that also needs to change. So from a materialistic, self-centered life, people should go to a lifestyle which will actually not damage the environment, which will aid better and healthy air for our generations to come. And this campaign we started, and we have undertaken various initiatives to reach out to the people from various walks of life, so that everyone is aware how they can change the quality of air in the environment. You see, we do mass donation also for police, traffic policemen who stand in the, in the midst of pollution all day. And we have competitions for children on this theme of clean air, so that, at a very early age, we inculcate that, urge to have a clean air. And also to collaborating with the UN on interdependence, their campaign to raise awareness on environment and climate change. And we have used diverse platforms and formats to take our message to the public. Personally, I think empowering our younger generation in schools and colleges and encouraging them to use their voices through engagements such as competitions, etc., will actually help foster a proactive approach, which will reconfigure the whole energy system. That's why I believe that the current initiative of the Earth We Share photography competition, this has aligned well with GAIL's values and what we always advocate to the society.
So I'm just seeing that, there are multiple components to this. So one is you take care of all those who are actually making sure that, we have a safe environment on the roads, which is the traffic police. Yeah, you donate masks to traffic police. You take care of those who are custodians of the roads. You catch them young and watch them grow. So you have programs for school children through competitions which inspire them to focus on clean air, right? And children and pester power is something we all know very well, right? If you want to make a household change, just go after the child, right? So that's your strategy, is to catch them young and watch them grow. The third thing is that you are also working with naturalists and wildlife photographers and those interested in preservation and conservation. And you have a competition called the Earth We Share, which is about biodiversity. So these are some of the initiatives that you've done. Apart from that, there is also an overarching initiative that you've done called with UN called Interdependence.
Okay.
Right? So at a plant level, I was just reading from your reports that your plant at Pata is a hub of biodiversity. Would you like to share something about that?
Yeah, you see, we have a petrochemical plant in Pata, which produces 830,000 tons per annum of polyethylene. And we have done, we have a floating renewable energy, that is solar power plant there. It's in fact one of the, the world's second largest rooftop solar of 3 megawatt capacity. And we have also created a bird ecology ecosystem. It is, we want to create a paradise for bird lover as well as the nature photography enthusiasts. It's a rich ecosystem, and we have seen more than 100 species of migratory and non-migratory birds, which has actually visited our plant over the years. And we have a coffee table book also published in the name of Birds of Pata, which was shot entirely by a couple of GAIL employees. A duo who work for both the couple work for GAIL and were very much interested in photography. And they have done it from our petrochemical plant there. And in fact, the competition that you mentioned just now, the Earth We Share, is also drawing attention towards the interdependence of human and fellow species. And it's from our point of view, this will encourage photography enthusiasts to participate and share stories. From my view, I think that, anybody who participates in that already has been converted to our theory or the, policy of environmental protection.
Right.
So you have so many supporters already added to your, the whole big group of supporters.
Absolutely, fantastic. So at Pata, you have a coffee table book that has been created, capturing all the migratory bird species, which exceed 100. So here is a petrochemical plant, which has the world's second largest solar rooftop project. Correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you also have, more than 100 migratory birds. And you have a couple of very keen environmentalists who work in your plant, who are also photographers and conservationists. And they've decided to showcase the whole thing as a book called The Birds of Pata. Right?
Yeah,
This is absolutely fantastic. These are not things that one normally attributes to, a PSU. There's a lot of action and activity happening out here in the brand called GAIL, right? So that's fantastic. So is there any message that you would like to leave behind for all the conservationists, for the youngsters? Is there a message you would like to leave behind for consumers at large on how they can participate and make proactive choices when it comes to sustainability and having a positive carbon footprint?
Yeah, actually, I personally and as a company, we believe that every individual and businesses should follow good practice and contribute to society responsibly.
Right.
And create a tomorrow that is sustainable for one and all. Everybody can contribute, and the combination of contributions from everybody only will lead us to a low carbon economy and transition to ultimately a net zero or zero carbon footprint economy, which will actually make the world a better earth to live in.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. And it was absolutely fabulous listening to the initiatives undertaken to activate consumers to make better choices when it comes to environment. So I think it is because of all of your green endeavors that you've also chosen a green pastime, which is to be a golfer. One
Yes,
is that you're also an avid golfer. So when you're not in office, you love golfing.
Yeah. So when people are running around in cars and that, I prefer to spend at least 2 hours a day in 100 acres of green.
Oh, fantastic. So you're not a mall rat. You're a golf, you tee off on the golf course. Great. So if anyone wants to catch Mr. Ranganathan in Delhi, if not in GAIL office, it's on one of Delhi's green golf courses. Is that a fair statement?
No. Weekdays I am found in office.
I know.
Weekends are for golf.
Right. Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ranganathan. It was absolutely fabulous catching up with you. And we hope to, stay in touch with what GAIL is doing on the energizing possibilities. And that is precisely why we call this conversation as an energizing conversation. So thank you so much for your time. And for all of you who are watching us, remember to participate in the Earth We Share photography competition. This is about your planet and my planet. It's about our home. It's about biodiversity. It is about shared spaces. It is about coexistence. Because if we don't know how to share space and coexist with other species, we have to say goodbye to ourselves, which we don't want to do. So, thank you so much, Mr. Ranganathan.
Thank you.